Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, with the stable weather this past week and weekend, I thought and I was hoping that the fish would respond appropriately, and it really depended on where you were going and what day you went on whether or not you had a good day or a bad day. A lot of people struggled around the area on Labor Day itself as well as Sunday, but all in all, I would say it's basically a mixed bag of results. Some of the lakes up in the northeastern part of the state that produced walleyes this past week and weekend included Bitter, Indian Springs, Enemy Swim, Goose, Swan, and also Waubay, but it was really a tough bite up at Waubay. A lot of water to cover up there. Down in the southeastern part of the state, lakes included Ponset, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Oakwood, Sinai, 81 Ponds, Thompson, Madison, Brant, Diamond, as well as Island and Twin. And remember, Twin is the trophy lake. The fish has to be 28 inches or larger to keep there. Now, what have guys been using to catch the walleyes this past week? Again, it continues to be spinners with crawlers. That seems to be the best live bait rig out there right now. And then also guys are starting to snap jig using jigging ramps. That has worked really well. Throwing swim baits and also throwing crankbaits, whether or not you're throwing the X-Wrap or the Ripstop, has worked also very well. And then also guys are throwing their Shadow Wrap by Rapala, as well as pulling plugs. And what are they using? The Shad Wraps, the traditional Shad Wraps, whether or not it be the solid or the glass color. But again, remember our great deal on our everyday low price on Shad Wraps. All sizes, colors, types, you name it, all $5.99 each. So again, stop on by and check that out. And as far as the perch bite is concerned around the area, that has been the story. It hasn't really taken off quite yet. The water temperatures haven't dropped off as much as we'd like to see, but still guys are catching perch. Those lakes include Ponset, Dry, Thompson, Albert, Big Stone, Twin, as well as Madison, Sinai, and then a few are being caught at 81 Ponds, Island, as well as Scott Slough. And then the crappie bite, that continues to be on and off again, especially at Sinai, Ponset, Thompson, Pickerel, as well as Henry by Scotland. And what have the guys been doing to catch the perch and the panfish? Really, they're looking at the shiny hiney. Honestly, folks, that jig continues to produce a lot of fish. The shiny hiney as well as the pilkey, and it's being tipped with waxworms or maggots, and we have plenty of that on hand here at the store. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about something that we've discussed before, and that's using a slip bobber. And the reason why is because the perch are hot out there in many locations, and the way to catch them is using a slip bobber. And so really, there's not a more fun way to catch fish than using a slip bobber, whether or not you're an adult or a child. And when you want to use a slip bobber, you really only need a couple of things. Number one, a slip bobber. Number two, bobber stops and beads. And number three, a lead depth finder. And what you need to remember also is that your wingspan is your height, and that can come in important. That's going to be your first guess as far as the depth that you're going to fish at. So the first thing that you need to do is take your fishing line, slide it through the tube at which the bobber stop is on, and then slide the bobber stop onto your fishing line, tighten it down, approximately that wingspan again, and then put your line through the bead, and then also through the bobber, and then tie your line to your hook, your jig, and then put a split shot on there for weight. But then what you need to do is you need to take this depth finder, this lead depth finder, attach that to the hook or to your jig and drop this into the water. And then watch the depth that the bobber goes. You want the bobber to be approximately 6 inches to a foot below the water. And again, let the fish tell you, maybe you need to go shallower, deeper. And at that point, then you need to adjust your bobber stop accordingly. So again, the critical, the key to your success out there when you're slip bobber fishing is really this cheap lead depth finder to help you adjust the depth as you go from spot to spot. If you have more questions about this, feel free to give us a call or stop by here at the store. But I can guarantee you the next time out, you're going to have a lot of fun catching fish using a slip bobber. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-minute fishing report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd at DakotaAngler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. Well, folks, before we end this week's report, I want to bring you up to date on our ongoing sale, and that's on all rods, 20% off. Stop on by and check out our great selection that still remains, and take advantage of this great price at the end of the season. So again, swing on by and check out what we have left on the floor. Also, folks, I'm going to remind you of it. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. The 9th Annual Dakota Angler Ice Institute, November 10th through the 12th, here in Sioux Falls at the Sioux Falls Arena. The reason why I'm going to mention it is, folks, I don't want you to miss out. I am thoroughly excited about this year's Institute. More vendors than ever. We're going to have a great lineup of speakers, deals, you name it. A great way to kick off the ice fishing season. So again, November 10th through the 12th, here in Sioux Falls at the Sioux Falls Arena. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars. Share it with everyone that you come in contact with. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time. And again, thanks for watching.